Joining us this morning to talk about all the precautions that are being made locally is the mayor of Providence, David Cicilline. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
And I'm glad he's here.
Yeah, me too, because you actually said that people are talking about this. They're really agitated and nervous.
Yeah, I think there's no question that people are anxious, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk a little bit about this. As the president said yesterday, it's not a time to be panicked, but to be appropriate in terms of your behavior, and just to remind people that they should wash their hands. You know, use soap and water is the first protocol. Keep your hands clean. If you're coughing, cough into your sleeve, into your elbow. Cover your mouth, of course. And if you are exhibiting symptoms of the flu, sore throat, coughing, see a doctor, and err on the side of staying home from work or school if you're sick. We're closely monitoring through our school nurses, all of our schools. Our Providence Emergency Management Agency is working very closely, obviously, with the state and the state health officials. I think very closely monitoring this. The protocols, if there's an outbreak of a student in a school, the CDC protocol is to close the school for 7 days, which they've obviously done in North Kingston. But I think, you know, people should be prudent and appropriate in responding to this, not panic. But we also sent out information to every parent in the public schools yesterday. We sent out a message to all city employees, and through City News, our email newsletter, and all that information is on the city website, just to give people more information.
And I'm not talking about what I'm about to say here, Mayor, about the city or the state, but I wonder if you'll agree with me where it appears that there are some mixed messages being sent in the respect that the president says last night that even if you have a suspected case, close the school in deference to err on the side of caution. The CDC director comes out and says, before we had our first death, hey, we're going to have deaths when this is coming down. And I'm looking at it and I'm saying to myself, wait a minute here. We've got 330 million people in this country. We now have less than 100 confirmed cases. It does not appear to be especially deadly once you get it. There's a lot of people who have confirmed they do have it, but they're muddling through it. They're not hospitalized. Is there a message here being sent? I mean, it's kind of concerning to me. I don't know what to think.
All right, I think that's why the best thing we can do is just give people accurate information about what the facts are, and most importantly, what people can do to prevent flus and this kind of transmission. That is, again, by coughing into your elbow, by keeping your hands clean. But again, I think, you know, you always run that danger when you give people good information about how to prevent this kind of a flu or this transmission. It raises the level of anxiety, and I think you're right. So long as everyone has confidence that we're doing the appropriate things, that they're getting accurate information, that our state and local governments are coordinating their responses to this. That's, I think, the important message. Not to panic, but to just take those appropriate steps.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and we have to wrap up, but just to put it into perspective, you know, more people, if they need to buckle their seatbelt and they need to worry about swine flu. Is that kind of the message?
Well, right, and also just, again, really to follow those protocols, follow those preventions, be smart. If you're not feeling well, you have flu-like symptoms, see a physician, stay out of school, you know, all to keep your hands clean, all those same things. You know, the President of the United States repeated those yesterday, not to make them trivial, as he said, but just to reinforce to people that those are the right things to do. Be smart about it. Know that we're closely, the state and cities and the federal government are closely monitoring this and doing the appropriate things.
Good enough.
Great to see you.
Mayor David Cicilline, thanks for joining us on the Road Show.